What's going on, folks? Painless. Yeah. It's been a while, folks. Still alive and kicking. I know I'm eventually going to get back into past videos, current events. I want to speak on, I want to give it up to Mr. Kevin Smith. I'm doing good. I'm on the up and up. And it was interesting to read some of the comments in that video. And I have to reiterate, I came out unscathed in my divorce. My divorce was mutual between my ex-wife and I. I just, you only get one life, and as cliche as that may sound, you really do. And my ex-wife and I was going in two different directions. Again, I sold my home. Anytime you spend a considerable amount of years or time with somebody, you have to adjust. And even now, it's been almost a year. Yes, it's been that, time sure has flown. I'm still adjusting in a sense. My mama and daddy didn't raise no mama's boy or what have you, so I know how to cook for myself. I'm an excellent cook. I know how to wash my own clothes, iron my own clothes. I know how to pay my bills. And, I paid the bills while my ex-wife and I had jobs. I paid the bills. I controlled the purse. I made sure the mortgage was paid. I paid the bills. Okay? So I know how to pay bills. I don't have that many bills of my own. I came out unscathed. My ex, we didn't have no children together. So I'm not paying any support. She had her own money, her own job. So I'm not paying no alimony or nothing like that. In today's social climate with marriage and all that, I think I came out pretty good. Okay? But again, the emotional adjusting, but I don't sit at home. I go out and I enjoy. I have a life. I enjoy a very nice social life. And I started off like I was in my 20s, but I had to check myself. I had to catch myself and say that's not how I want to do. I'm out here mingling. I'm single still. I'm not thinking about no woman or nothing like that. And I said that in the past couple videos, few videos I've done since that life-changing ordeal. I ain't thinking about marriage. I'm not thinking about settling down with no female. I'm just trying to stack my money so I can get up out of here the right way. Okay, so I'm doing good. Painless is still here. But I've been busy again. A lifestyle change. In terms of going out and doing things as a single man now. I don't really have. I could make time to do videos, but I haven't. So I'm doing one now. But again, as I said in the beginning portions of this video, I want to get back to doing the current events, social commentary that you've all been accustomed to in the past. But life, you only get one, man. And, there's a lot of guys at home. There's a lot of guys that wish they had the gall and the nuts to do what I did, which is to go through a divorce. You know, and my ex, you know, like I said, when we got down and dirty and really talked about it, you know, she wanted it just as much as I did. And, you know, I learned a lot from this. You know, you need to be careful, you know, settling with women, okay? Because my ex, she put in a lot of, it was a like family interference or, you know, things of that nature. You know, I'm a firm believer in, you know, your wife should only be listening to you, not seeking out approval or seeking out surety in her decisions from other people. You know, and I don't play that. You know, and I had a lot of that going on. The fact that I wanted, you know, people could be selfish. You know, I told my ex that, you know, my folks is getting up in age, and while there ain't nothing in Alabama, I wanted to be closer than I am across these waters to my folks and to the rest of my family. And it became too much to where, here's where I said we were going in different directions, where it wasn't working out. You know, we would argue about moving and stuff. You know, here I'm a man. You know, I'm doing. You know, I was too overly accommodating in that respect. You know, and I don't think she really, you know, I don't think she really cared if I wanted to be closer to my folks. But instead, she wanted to be here with her family. And I said, you know what? This is not going to work. You know, I got too comfortable making good money, had a home in Hawaii, you know, and hey, but I had the nuts, I had the, you know, I had the will and the courage to entertain that decision. And what I was going to say before I got off on that little tangent, there's millions of men around the world, especially not in America, that wish they had the courage to do what I did. That sit at home with a woman, and my ex-wife was an attractive woman, but it wasn't gelling like it was. And there's millions of men that go home to a woman that they don't want. There's millions of women that go home to a man that they don't want. You know, there's tons of marriages where people aren't even sexually active anymore. They just together for the kids. And that was another reason why it was easier for me. My ex-wife and I, again, we didn't have no children. And I said to myself, self, man, you don't have to deal with this. And I'm glad we didn't have children. And I never pulled that on my ex about us not having children. Okay. And I have 2 children. I have 2 adult children. So I knew I could have children. And some of y'all may be reason, well, that's probably why. Well, it's a culmination of other things. Some I shared. One of those, you know, the child having children was somewhat, it didn't play into it, but it was easier to walk away. I said, shoot, man, I'm not going to deal with all this, you know, and I ain't got kids with this woman. Should I go stay with my folks? Should I go live closer to my folks? Versus, even jostling and wrestling with that situation with a woman. Yeah, we married, but we ain't got no kids. Ain't nothing stopping me. And here she is, not really understand. She could say, people can say stuff out of their mouth all day long. But does she really understand? Is she compassionate to that? And I said, man, I don't have to deal with this. And we were going in two different directions. She wanted to do things with money, it just didn't make sense to me. So we come to the conclusion, she can go out and do things. And it wasn't no ugly divorce. Again, we split everything. She took practically, we sold the house, reaped the proceeds, and that's it. I took my vehicle, she took her vehicle, and that's it. So really, we were kind of living like roommates. I mean, it appeared we were living like roommates. So it was, I don't know if I've ever shared that much in what happened to the divorce, why I got divorced, but that's the gist of it, And outside of adjusting, I couldn't be more happier. And I took that step. I said, I don't want to, because I was to the point, man, I was so accommodating. I said, you know what? All right, we'll stay here with your people, and I'll wait till I retire and move back. And then I got to thinking, man, my folks going to be damn near 70, 80 years old by the time I leave this damn island. And I said, you know what? I can't do that. And I didn't want to sacrifice that because, in a marriage, you compromise, you accommodate. But damn it, I was doing too much. I was doing too much accommodating. It got to the point I talk about moving, and she get mad. And I said, I just can't do that because you only get one set of parents. And I'm not saying I wouldn't compromise for a woman again, but, you just got to be careful, man. You meet a woman somewhere, and like me, I'm close to my family. I'm close to my parents. I see a lot of guys, they marry women, they marry these women, and they forget all about they family. That ain't me. That is not me. Because I believe a woman is supposed to, you cut a woman, that's why they talk about, the father giving a woman away. Your mama don't give no man away. So I had to self-assess, and I said, man, nah. I don't want to be 50 years old, 55 years old, unhappy, parents old, because I didn't overly accommodated for this woman who wasn't really willing to accommodate for me. I said I probably couldn't live with myself. So that's why I did it. So, I'm going to stay here in Hawaii for another year. But I plan, you know what? This time next year, I want to be getting ready to get up out of here. So I'm going to stay another year here. And that's what I'm going to do. Because right now I'm in a year lease, my new spot. And I'm going to move again because I'm not really feeling where I'm living at now. And I'm going to move somewhere else because, when I got divorced, I just hopped on the first thing. I made an emotional decision. It was an emotional time. And, but now I see where my money's at. I can afford a nicer place, you know, because a lot of things was going on. I was paying, now I'm in Hawaii now. I was paying my rent. I was paying the mortgage on my home that we sold. I was paying the utilities, because when you sell a home, you gotta keep the utilities on. So I was paying utilities at my spot, my new spot, and the utilities and the mortgage at my old house in Hawaii. My mortgage was $2,100. My new rental spot was $1,200 a month. Utilities. I gotta eat. I'm paying food. I got other little bit. I mean, and thank goodness I don't have a lot of bills. You know, I don't have a lot of credit cards coming out my ass. I don't have a lot of stuff. You know, I pay for a truck, my personal vehicle, my cell phone, my insurance, my little cable internet I got, and like a loan, a signature loan, and that's pretty much all my bills. So I was able to do that. It was stressful, but I was able to do that. So, you know, that's where I'm at with that. So, Kevin Smith, I'm good. And I see some of y'all still running y'all mouth, you know. Hey, Painless is here. I did, and I'm doing what a lot of cats can't do. They talk a lot of shit, but can't do it. You know? So, I'm just, you know, I'm thankful. And it made me stronger. It's making me stronger. But yeah, Painless is here, y'all. Ain't going nowhere. Gone.